Well, hello friends and welcome back. I am so excited that you're here today. If you are interested in cozy homemaking and motherhood, I hope you'll subscribe and stick around if you're new, because my goal here is to inspire contentment in whatever season of life you may be in. And that's kind of what we're going to be talking about today. We are between seasons right now, as you all know. I just kind of love this time, but I also know that it can be a bit of a struggle too. Obviously, waiting is never a super easy thing to do, and feeling like we know something is right around the corner, but having to wait for its time to actually be here is a little bit of a difficult thing. We're experiencing that both in seasons of the year around our home, as well as just kind of in my own heart, in our family's heart. We'll talk more about this kind of as we go. With that being said, today I want to take you along as I do some cleaning around my house, and I hope that maybe if you have something that you need to get done around your house, we can do it alongside one another. Otherwise, if you're taking this time to rest, by all means, enjoy. I just shared a little DIY toilet bowl cleaner recipe on my TikTok. If you're interested, go over there. I may put it on Instagram later, but either way, it'll be on TikTok. If you are there, definitely check it out. I started making homemade cleaning products whenever we had our oldest daughter. She kept a runny nose all the time, partially I think because we went hiking with her in October when she was like 5 weeks old, and it was probably a bit too cold for that young of a child to be up on top of the mountain. But anyways, it stuck around for like 2 years, and so I was convinced that it was something we were using in our household. Plus, I learned how dangerous cleaning products are just in general with all the chemicals. I'm not quite as much of a stickler nowadays as I used to be on like fragrances being in our house, as you'll see by the little candle that I have here in the bathroom. But overall, I do try to reduce chemicals and non-natural ingredients in our household as much as possible without completely stressing myself out, because this is a hard season of life, and maybe later on there will be more mental capacity to better monitor those things. I hope that there will be, but for right now I am doing what I can when I can. So definitely go check that out. The cleaner works really well for the toilet bowl. I have broken down and started using actual Clorox on my shower because it's just impossible to get the grout lines clean, especially with homemade sprays, from what I have tried. Maybe there are some out there that I don't know about, but the ones that I've tried really don't get my shower clean like I need it to. So there's that. I'm going to open a window and hopefully it won't be too bad. I would not typically show y'all footage of me cleaning my toilets. However, because I just made this toilet bowl cleaner, I feel like it is necessary so that you can see that it really is effective by making this out of a little bit of baking soda, essential oils, water, and Castile soap. If you've been around here for much time at all, then you've probably heard me mention that we only have one bathroom in our home, which some may not find to be super rare or strange, but others would say, oh my goodness, how in the world do you live with 4 people in one house with only a single bathroom? I personally do not mind it, at least not so far. Our girls are still young. They're 3 and 5, so it's not like we have hit teenage years or anything like that. But the main thing that I try to focus on is how to reduce clutter and how to maximize functionality. Over the last couple of years, a large part of me has really wanted to make this more aesthetic. I like color in my home. I like drawing and being creative. I've hand painted several wallpapers throughout our house, but every time that I think about doing that in here, one, it's a struggle because there is so much white around the tub area that it seems like half the room would be one color and the other half would be white because of the tile around the shower and tub. And then also it's just like we are making it work with what we have. It's not broken. Why am I trying to fix it? That seems like a whole lot of extra work, and for what? One thing that I am really trying to think through, and I've been thinking through for what feels like months now, is our toothbrush situation. I've had several people point out to me here on YouTube how unsanitary it is to have our toothbrushes above the toilet, and I completely understand that. I thank you for sharing that with me because I'm on the same page as you. I have moved them over to like the little sill on the bottom of our mirror above the sink, but they're still very close in proximity to the toilet. So we don't have like a drawer in our vanity that they can be tucked into. The cabinet underneath is very full. So I'm almost wondering, first of all, I have looked into like the wall mount toothbrush sterilizers, which hold your toothbrush on the wall. It has like a little cap that comes down over it, but then it also will sterilize it with the special kinds of lights that do that. I don't know all of the technicalities or the verbiage, but if anyone has one that they absolutely love and would recommend, and it actually works, or you feel like it actually works, please let me know, because I keep seeing these on Amazon, and every time I'm like, oh, I don't know if that's the right one or not. So I just haven't made a decision thus far, and I really want to. I really want to improve that system within our bathroom, if nothing else. But then I also would love, I think, maybe something else I'm kind of tossing around in my head is to kind of extend our bathroom storage out into the small hallway right there, which connects our 2 girls' rooms and then the bathrooms like in the middle. I would love to maybe put some shelving on that hallway wall and have like glass jars and canisters, kind of the same situation like I have in my kitchen, in order to keep like cotton balls, cotton swabs, all of the things that maybe would go in a bathroom typically, or like a linen closet, but we don't have that. So, you know, maybe put it there, but I just don't know. Maybe like hooks for bathrobes. I don't know. Is that weird? Like if you're walking through a hallway and there's bathrobes? You tell me. With all of that said, it might surprise you to know that my contentment struggle actually has absolutely nothing to do with my bathroom. If I'm looking around my house, it has more to do with my closet. I really want to, and I'm working towards solving my closet problem. We have one small rod. It's maybe like 4 feet, maybe not even that long, but all of my husband and my clothes are on that single rod. And then we have some dressers around our room, but I'm looking at improving that. Point being, it's not even the inside of our house itself that has me struggling right now. If I am being fully transparent, we live on a single acre. It's like a perfect square. It's the most amount of usable land we have ever had, and for that, I love this place. I have said since we moved in here a few years ago that I could make this our retirement home. Like, I would be perfectly content staying here forever. This is where all of my dreams have been realized. This is where I got to truly become a full-time homemaker. This is where I've raised both of my girls day in and day out. So it has been such a precious place to me. However, there are some things that you simply cannot be in control of. And for us lately, that has been neighbors. Now, our neighbors themselves are precious, but they have some grown children who unfortunately are really caught up in the addictions of Appalachia and everywhere else, but this particular kind is very common in our area. And unfortunately, that has made our children have to be exposed to things that I don't want them exposed to at their sweet, young, innocent ages. So you could say that I have been wrestling with being grateful for what we have, and on the other hand, knowing that it's really hard to feel settled when things don't look or feel the way that we imagined. We've gotten a lot done. The things that I really wanted to get done, we have gotten them done. So I actually worked on the girls' rooms the other day because it was sheet day, so in order to get to the bed, I went ahead and picked everything up. I do need to vacuum in their rooms, but of course now we need to pick everything up again. So I don't know if that will be in this video or not. This day has honestly reminded me so much of like my childhood. On the rare Saturday that I was not at a ball field or doing some kind of sporting event, I just remember like both my parents worked during the week, and so it was just like a day where everybody was just kind of doing their thing and just happy to be home. Like my dad was watching football, and we've had football on the TV today. My mom was cleaning around the house or doing laundry or just binge watching shows because she had worked hard all week and deserved that. And I was just kind of doing my thing. And I have a brother, but he's 9 years older, so he was like out of the house and everything by the time that I'm referring to. But it was just a really peaceful and like no pressure, super relaxed, laid back time. And I feel like that's kind of how today's been, which is very, very nice. It is a bit different when there are 2 children and they're both young and close in age, it's not quite as chill or relaxed, but for the most part, it's been nice. My husband actually was very helpful this morning and played hide and seek with them and just kept them very busy and entertained and content while I was able to get a lot of cleaning done. So I'm so grateful that he was willing to do that. And you know, I had asked him to help with the girls, but I didn't ask him to do all that. So that was just him being super dad. I think I'm going to go ahead and make an iced latte. Got some of the skinny drink mixes at the grocery store the other day, and so I got cinnamon dolce syrup and a caramel syrup. Those are my two favorite lattes, and I really prefer hot, but it's still summer. It's still 90 plus degrees outside, so I think I'm just gonna go ahead and try to do a cold one. The other day I tried to do an iced caramel latte, and it wasn't bad, but it was before I had the mixes, so I was just using like what I had. So I'm excited to try these out and soak up the last bit of cold drinks before it's time to turn to all the warm, cozy fall stuff, and can't wait for that. I'm trying to get better about learning my espresso recipes, especially as we head into the cozier seasons. So stay tuned for all kinds of drink recipes, hopefully. I also completely wrecked my nails doing, I don't even know what that is, but I completely wrecked my nails doing cleaning, and I probably should just wear gloves, but whatever. So I'm gonna need to touch those up before church tomorrow. For now, let's get this drink made. One thing I've been reminding myself lately is that these are, in many ways, the days that I used to pray for. For over 6 years, I worked outside the home, and I was dreaming of the chance to be a full-time homemaker. There were plenty of waiting seasons where I had to practice contentment, even when life did not look the way that I wanted to. And now, here I am, living out the very thing that I longed for. And that perspective changes so much. It reminds me that showing up, even in a not-so-perfect house or neighborhood, is still worth celebrating. That joy doesn't have to wait until the circumstances feel ideal. It can be found in the rhythm of scrubbing a sink, folding laundry, or cooking dinner for the people that I love. Homemaking can feel small at times, but it's the daily faithfulness, the choosing to care for what's in front of me, that turns ordinary days into meaningful ones. And as for our neighbor, we pray for him. We pray for that whole situation, and that the Lord would reveal himself, because only he has the power to make these things change. All right, here we go. My goodness. Didn't I? Dang, I just cleaned that floor. Okay, let's try again. I'm not gonna lie. Let's try again. We're getting there. I added some ice because for me it was not cold enough and it was not sweet enough. But I also like that it didn't have like coarse sugar tasting like sand between my teeth. So I don't know. I think the drink mixes are a good idea. I just gotta figure them out. Still just different, but thanks cheers. So much for spending part of your day here with me. Here's to cozy corners and contented hearts. I'll catch you next time.